Okay, Mr. Craig, I've got some opening remarks.
Okay.
And then after that, it's all you. Mrs. Clarkson? All right, good morning. I'm Deborah Thomas, one of the 7th grade social studies teachers, and I want to welcome everyone to the 2025 MVMS Geography Bee. I'd like to begin by congratulating our outstanding geography students who qualified for today's bee. After taking a 50-question qualifying exam, they are the top scorers from grades 7 and 8. So before we go any further, let's give them a round of applause. Students, no matter how you place in today's competition, you are already winners. So just relax and have fun in today's bee. I want to thank the parents, guardians, and family members who are in our audience today. We appreciate your support, and we are glad that you are here with us this morning. I would also like to introduce a few others. Along with myself, Ms. Shiloh McFarland, 8th grade social studies teacher, is the other Geography Bee co-sponsor for today's event. Mr. Jeff Craig, 8th grade social studies teacher, is our bee moderator. And Mr. Dustin Ritz, 7th grade social studies teacher, is our timekeeper. Lastly, I want to thank Mrs. Sarah Clarkson, our MVMS Tech Associate, for helping us set up for the bee, and Dr. Katz for her support and sponsorship. Students, before we begin, do you have any questions? If not, let's begin the competition. Good luck to you all. At this time, we will begin by having you stand up in order. So first row stand, approach the mic, state your name, your grade level, and your team. Then we'll begin the first round of questions.
I got 7th grade and teamwork. I'm London, I'm in 7th grade, and I'm a team member.
My name is Gavin. I'm 7th grade and I'm
I'm Logan, I'm 8th grade, and I'm on Destination.
My name is Delaney. I'm in 8th grade and I'm on Team Expedition.
My name is Callie, I'm in 8th grade, and I'm on Team Destinations.
My name is Jamie. I'm in 7th grade and I'm on Team.
My name is Jameson. I'm in 8th grade and I'm on Team Navigation.
My name is Joseph. I'm in 8th grade and I'm on Destination.
My name is Giselle and I'm on Team Environment.
My name is Joshua. I'm in 7th grade and I'm in Team Drive.
I'm Hayden and I am 8th grade Team Destination.
I'm Ben, I'm 7th grade, Team Work.
I'm Violet, and I'm on 7th grade, Team Drive.
I'm Jen. I'm in 8th grade and I'm on Team Expedition.
My name is Kerman. I'm an 8th grader and my team is Destination.
I'm Angel. I'm on 8th grade and I'm on Team Destination.
I'm Mason. I'm in 8th grade Team Destination.
Great job, guys.
All right. Before we begin, I would like to ask everyone in the room to turn off all electronic devices. The audience may not record this competition in any form. Students, your first instructions are to relax and enjoy the geography bee. Please remember that Geo Bee questions are designed to test your knowledge of the world, not to confuse you with trick questions. The preliminary competition consists of 6 rounds. I will ask each of you one question from each round. You will have 15 seconds to answer, and you must start to give your answer before the time limit is up. You may interrupt the preliminary competition only twice to have a question repeated or a word spelled. If you want me to repeat a question or to spell a word in a question, you must ask me immediately. After I finish repeating the question or spelling the word, you will have the rest of your 15 seconds in which to answer. If you give the correct answer, I will acknowledge it. award you 1 point and move on to the next contestant. If you have an incorrect answer, I will tell you so and give you the correct answer. If you do not know the answer, you may say pass before the time is up. A pass will be recorded as an incorrect answer in your score. If you do not know the answer within 15 seconds, I will say time, give the correct answer, and move on to the next contestant. You will not be penalized for inaccurate pronunciations or spellings as long as it can be determined that you know the correct answer. Each preliminary round will begin with the same student. At the end of the 6 preliminary rounds, your points will be totaled. If there is a tie in determining up to 10 finalists, we'll have a tiebreaker round. I'll explain the procedure for the tiebreaker questions at that time. Remember to listen carefully to each question and use correct geographic terminology in your answers. For example, do not use Holland as a synonym for the country Netherlands, and do not use England for the country United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, as England is a political division. Give present-day names unless the question involves history, and other names would be correct in the context of the question. As the bee is conducted in English wherever possible, conventional English place names are used. Shortened forms of countries are acceptable, such as United Kingdom, Great Britain, or Britain for United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The competition will recognize Europe and Asia as 2 continents. Oceania is considered a region rather than a continent, and it will not be accepted as a correct answer for the continent of Australia. 5 oceans will be recognized: Arctic, Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Southern. Other place names will be verified with maps or additional resources from the National Geographic Society. Remember, the rulings of the judges are final. Best wishes for success in the preliminary competition. Alrighty. Round 1 is General U.S. Geography. Questions in round 1 are about the geography of the United States and will include a choice of 2 answers. Listen carefully and choose the answer you think is correct. Which city is a major port on the Mississippi River? New Orleans, Louisiana, or Houston, Texas?
New Orleans.
That is correct. Which mountains have higher peaks? The Rocky Mountains or the Appalachian Mountains? Which mountains have higher peaks? The Rocky Mountains or the Appalachian Mountains? That is correct. Which state borders the Gulf of Mexico? South Carolina or Mississippi?
Mississippi.
That is correct. Which river forms the boundary between Indiana and Kentucky? The Ohio River or the Potomac River?
The Ohio.
That is correct. Which state has a climate suitable for growing citrus fruits? California or Maine? Incorrect, it's California. The Sonoran Desert covers the southwestern part of which state? Idaho or Arizona?
Arizona.
That is correct. Mount McKinley is the highest peak in which state? Alaska or Wisconsin? That is correct. Maryland borders which body of water? The Chesapeake Bay or the Bay of Fundy?
The Chesapeake Bay.
That's correct. Which state has a panhandle? California or Florida?
Florida.
Correct. Which river forms the boundary between Nebraska and Iowa? The Missouri River or the Colorado River?
Missouri.
That is correct. Which state is directly north of Texas? Tennessee or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
That is correct. Which river forms a boundary between Washington and Oregon? The Columbia River or the Sacramento River?
Sacramento River.
That is incorrect, it's the Columbia River. The Pecos River flows into the Rio Grande in which state? Kansas or Texas?
Texas.
That is correct. Mauna Loa is a volcano in which state? Hawaii, or Washington?
Hawaii.
Correct. Which mountains are in New Hampshire? The White Mountains or the Sierra Nevada Mountains?
Sierra Nevada.
Incorrect, it's the White Mountains. Which state is farther north? New Mexico or South Dakota?
South Dakota.
Correct. The lowest point in the United States is in which place? The Ohio Valley or Death Valley?
Death Valley.
Correct. The Hudson River flows through which state? New York or Pennsylvania?
New York.
Correct. Yes. Okay. So round 2 is geographic comparisons. Questions in round 2 are about geographic comparisons in the United States and will include a choice of 2 answers. Which state has the larger population, Alaska or New York?
New York.
Correct. Which state borders more states, Tennessee or Florida?
Tennessee.
Correct. Which lake has a smaller surface area, Lake Erie or Lake Michigan?
Lake Erie.
Correct. Which state has higher mountains, Idaho or North Carolina?
Idaho.
Correct. Which state produces more wheat, Kansas or West Virginia?
Can you repeat it?
Which state produces more wheat, Kansas or West Virginia?
West Virginia.
Incorrect, it's Kansas. Which state has more people of Asian ancestry, California or Ohio?
California.
Correct. Which state has a larger coastline, Oregon or New Hampshire?
Oregon.
Correct. Which lake is farther north, Lake Okeechobee or Lake Superior?
Okeechobee.
Incorrect, it is Lake Superior. Which state has more national parks, Iowa or Utah?
Utah.
Correct. Which region produces more steel, the Southwest or the Great Lakes?
Southwest.
Incorrect, it is Great Lakes. Which state has more people per square mile, New Jersey or Wyoming?
New Jersey.
Correct. Which region is made up of more states, the Northeast or the Pacific Northwest?
Northeast.
Correct. Which river is longer, the Missouri River or the Potomac River?
Missouri.
That is correct. On average, which state receives less annual precipitation, New York or Nevada?
Nevada.
That is correct. Which state has more lakes, New Mexico or Minnesota?
New Mexico.
Is incorrect, it's Minnesota. Which state capital is closer to the Atlantic Ocean, Richmond or Nashville?
Richmond.
Correct. Which state has a larger area, Florida or Maryland?
Florida.
Correct. Which region more tobacco? The Great Plains or the South?
Great Plains.
That's incorrect, it's the South. Okay, round 3 is U.S. Physical Geography. In round 3, you'll be asked to identify a state using clues about its physical environment. This will be the last round in which there will be a choice of answers. Which state has large areas of permafrost? Oklahoma or Alaska?
Alaska.
That is correct. Which state has an area of Mediterranean climate? California or Virginia? That is correct. Which state is made up of an upper and a lower peninsula? Michigan or Idaho?
Michigan.
Correct. Which state is known for its geysers? Wyoming or New Jersey?
Wyoming.
Correct. Mesas and buttes are part of the landscape of which state? Utah or New York?
Utah.
Correct. Which state has a rugged coastline with hundreds of rocky islands? Maine or Delaware?
Maine.
That is correct. Hundreds of miles of limestone caverns lie beneath the southwestern portion of which state? Maryland or Kentucky? Correct. A large bay extends into which state? Indiana or Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
Correct. A hurricane is more likely to make landfall in which state? North Carolina or Oregon?
North Carolina.
Correct. Barrier islands lie parallel to the coastline of which state? North Carolina or Oregon?
Oregon.
That's incorrect, it's North Carolina. Part of the Continental Divide runs through which state? Montana or Ohio?
Montana.
Correct. Which state has a broad coastal plain? California or Georgia?
California.
That is incorrect, it's Georgia. The landscape of which state is characterized by a series of mountain ranges separated by basins? Nevada or Mississippi?
Nevada.
Correct. The Great Plains extend into which state? Oklahoma or Arkansas?
Oklahoma.
Correct. The saguaro cactus is native to which state? Arizona or Alabama?
Arizona.
Correct. During the last ice age, continental glaciers deposited large amounts of material in which state? Texas or Illinois?
Illinois.
Correct. Which state has a tropical wet climate? Hawaii or Missouri?
Hawaii.
Correct. A mountain range creates a rain shadow in the eastern part of which state? Wisconsin or Washington?
Washington.
Correct. Round 4. The subject of questions in round 4 is continents. Listen carefully and answer the question with the name of one of the 7 continents. Which continent receives the least amount of annual precipitation? Incorrect, it is Antarctica. Which continent lies entirely north of the Tropic of Cancer? Sure. Which continent lies entirely north of the Tropic of Cancer? Incorrect, it is Europe. Mesopotamia is an ancient region in the southwestern part of which continent?
Asia,
Correct. The country that experiences the most tornadoes is on which continent?
North America. North America.
Correct. Most of the world's rice is grown on which continent? Sure. Most of the world's rice is grown on which continent?
Africa.
It's Asia. All lines of longitude meet on which continent?
Can you repeat?
Sure. All lines of longitude meet on which continent?
Antarctica.
Correct. The northern coast of which continent borders the Caribbean Sea?
South America.
Correct. Hot deserts cover most of the northern part of which continent?
Africa,
Correct. The Indus and Brahmaputra are major rivers on which continent?
Asia.
Correct. The highest mountain range in the southern hemisphere is on which continent?
North America,
Incorrect, it is South America. Uluru, or Ayers Rock, is a physical landmark in the arid interior of which continent?
Africa,
Incorrect, it's Australia. The largest group of freshwater lakes is on which continent?
North America.
That is correct. Which continent has the most, which continent has most of the world's coal deposits?
Africa,
Incorrect, it's Asia. The largest expanse of tundra in the Western Hemisphere is on which continent?
North America.
Correct. Which continent has both the world's largest tropical rainforest and the driest place?
Asia.
Incorrect, it's South America. The Gobi is one of the largest deserts on which continent?
Asia,
Correct. After Antarctica, which continent has the smallest population?
Australia.
Correct. To which continent do the majority of people in the United States and Canada trace their ancestry? Incorrect, it's Europe. Yes. Okay. Yep.
Guys, you did a great job. We're going to take a little break, stretch, if you need to get a drink, use the restroom, you may. We'll give everybody about 3 or 4 minutes to do that. And you can use the restroom just right out there and come back. All right, we ready? Okay. We round 5.
All right, round 5 is called Traveling Across America, or Traveling Across America. In round 5, you will use clues in your question to identify the U.S. state in which you are traveling. Alrighty, in which Rocky Mountain state would you be traveling in if you stopped near Boise to visit the World Center for Birds of Prey? That's incorrect, it's Idaho. In which southeastern state would you be traveling if you toured the Jimmy Carter National Historic Park while passing through the town of Plains? You're passing? Okay, so you can say pass. Okay, correct answer is Georgia. In which western state would you be traveling if you stopped in Reno to see the National Automobile Museum?
Michigan?
Incorrect, it's Nevada. In which mid-Atlantic state would you be traveling if you stopped in Dover to see the old State House?
Connecticut.
Incorrect, it's Delaware. In which New England state would you be traveling if you stopped at Mystic Seaport, just north of Long Island Sound, to see a reconstructed waterfront village?
Rhode Island.
Incorrect, it's Connecticut. In which Great Lakes state would you be traveling if you stopped in Green Bay to visit the National Railroad Museum?
Wisconsin?
Correct. In which South Central state would you be traveling if you stopped in Fort Worth to see the Stockyards Historic District? It's Texas. In which Midwestern state would you be traveling if you stopped near Des Moines to visit the Living History Farms?
Ohio.
Incorrect, it's Iowa. In which Great Plains state would you be traveling if you visited the Frontier Army Museum at Fort Leavenworth?
Could you repeat that, please?
Sure. In which Great Plains state would you be traveling if you visited the Frontier Army Museum at Fort Leavenworth?
Illinois.
Incorrect, it's Kansas. In which southeastern state would you be traveling if you visited the Wright Brothers National Memorial near Kitty Hawk?
Pass.
It's North Carolina. In which Pacific state would you be traveling if you stopped in Fairbanks to see the Dog Mushing Museum?
Oregon.
Incorrect, it's Alaska. In which mid-Atlantic state would you be traveling if you stopped in Atlantic City to walk on the boardwalk?
South Carolina.
Incorrect, it's New Jersey. In which Great Plains state would you be traveling if you visited Wind Cave National Park in the Black Hills region?
Iowa.
Incorrect, it's South Dakota. In which New England state would you be traveling if you took a ferry from Newport to Block Island to see Settlers Rock?
Massachusetts?
Incorrect, it's Rhode Island. In which western state would you be traveling if you hiked through Sequoia National Park on the western slopes of the Sierra Nevadas?
Nevada.
Incorrect, it's California. In which southeastern state would you be traveling if you stopped in Columbia to visit the boyhood home of President Woodrow Wilson?
South Carolina.
Correct. In which Midwestern state would you be traveling if you stopped in Springfield to visit Abraham Lincoln's law offices? Correct. In which South Central state would you be traveling if you stopped in Tulsa to see the annual powwow? Sure. In which South Central state would you be traveling if you stopped in Tulsa to see the annual powwow? Correct. Okay. All right, round 6 is cultural geography. The questions in round 6 relate to cultural geography. Okay. The Tower Bridge, which spans the River Thames, is one of the most recognizable architectural features in what capital city? Correct answer there is London. What is the term for an Islamic house of worship? It's not. It is a mosque. Zionism is a political movement that led to the creation of which country in Southwest Asia in 1948? Sure. Zionism is a political movement that led to the creation of which country in Southwest Asia in 1948? Incorrect. It's Israel. Buddhism was introduced to the people of Korea by monks from what neighboring country?
India.
Incorrect. It's China. Uzbeks, Tajiks, and Kazakhs are some of the people indigenous to which continent?
Pass.
It's Asia. The shamrock is most commonly associated with which European country?
Ireland.
Correct. The ruins at Chichen Itza in the Yucatan Peninsula provide archaeologists with information about the Toltec and which other pre-Columbian civilization? Correct answer there is the Maya. About half the people in South America live in which country?
Brazil.
Correct. Re and Osiris were among the gods of an ancient civilization that developed along a river that flows north into the Mediterranean Sea. Name this river.
The Nile River.
Correct. Mardi Gras and Carnival are pre-Lenten festivals celebrated in places where most people are followers of which religion?
Christianity.
Correct. The city of Versailles, which developed around a palace built by King Louis XIV, is a suburb of what capital city?
Pass.
The correct answer there is Paris. Japan's highest mountain has inspired artists and poets. Name this volcanic peak.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Japan's highest mountain has inspired artists and poets for centuries. Name this volcanic peak.
Pass on this one.
It's Mount Fuji. Pato, a sport that developed from a traditional gaucho game, is popular in the country that has the second largest area in South America. Name this country.
Argentina?
Correct. Russia's most populous city is over 875 years old. Name this city.
St. Petersburg?
Incorrect, it's Moscow. Viking ships found in Norway are on display in a museum in the country's capital city. Name this city.
Pass.
It's Oslo. Shiite and Sunni are the major branches of what religion?
Islam.
Correct. Many legal terms come from the language of ancient Rome. Name this language.
Roman.
Incorrect, it's Latin. An opera house was built in Cairo to celebrate the opening of what canal in 1869? The Suez Canal. Okay, they're going to total up the preliminary scores and we'll see who's going on.
Couple of minutes, guys. Good job, everybody. Those were some tough questions, and you did beautifully. So again, congratulations on making it to be. That is a huge accomplishment, because you're the finalists out of everybody in the entire school. So that in and of itself is an accomplishment. So, great job. But we're going to move on to our finals. We do have, it just happened to work out. To get into the final round, you had to have at least a score of 4 out of 6. So, our finalists, in no particular order, are Gavin Bullock, Logan Clarkson, Callie Floyd, Jamie Gibson, Jamison Harris, Joseph Hernandez, Ben Nichols, Violet Perry, Gurman Singh, and Angel Tanada. Congratulations. The rest of you, thank you so much for participating. You may go on back to class. Our 10 finalists, you stick around. And we're going to try to rearrange your
You're welcome. Oh, it already did.
Oh, did it? Does
Yeah.
that look right? Okay. Okay.
This time's a short one, race.
You're absolutely yes. Well, that's, yeah, that's.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thanks, Mr. Briggs.
Thanks, Mr. Briggs.
That's why I do this.
That's why you don't teach elementary school.
That too. Yes. All right, so everybody now has an eraser, a marker, and a whiteboard, right? Okay. Now, you're not going to need that one for your first question, so go ahead and just put those up under your chair for just a moment. But you'll need them coming up soon, so just kind of keep them handy. And Mr. Craig is going to read through some instructions because for this round, the competition rules changed just a bit. So he's going to go through that with you and we'll make sure you don't have any questions before we go forward. Right. Do any of you have any questions at this point? Okay. Mr. Craig, whenever you're ready.
So.
Yes, what will happen is
You're gonna. Okay. Okay. No worries. Just want to make sure I don't get out of order.
you're exactly right.
Okay. So welcome to the MVMS Geo Bee final round. A huge round of applause for all the participants and for those who reached the final round today. So we're closer to determining our school champion. Final round questions will reduce the number of contestants to 2. These 2 finalists will then compete in the championship round. In the final round, a contestant is eliminated after answering 2 questions incorrectly. I will begin each series of questions with the same student. If this student has been eliminated, questioning will begin with the next available student. After each student has responded to a question in a series, those who gave their second incorrect answer will be excused from the competition unless all are eliminated. If this happens, those students who gave their second incorrect answer during that series will continue to receive final round questions until 2 finalists in the third place winner are determined. Only one student remains after a series of questions. That student automatically becomes one of the finalists and will be asked no more questions. Those students who gave their second incorrect answer during that series will continue to receive questions until the second finalist and the third place winner are determined. The procedures will change for the championship round. I will announce those procedures at that time. Other rules remain the same as those that were followed in the preliminary question. As a reminder, you will have 15 seconds to answer each question unless you are told otherwise, and you must start to give your answer before the time limit is up. You may interrupt the final competition only twice to have either a question repeated or a word spelled. Also remember to listen carefully to each question and use correct geographic terminology in your answers. For example, do not use Holland as a synonym for the country Netherlands, and do not use England for the country United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, as England is a political division. Give present-day names unless the question involves history, and other names will be correct in the context of the question. As the bee is conducted in English wherever possible, conventional English place names are used. Shortened forms of country names are acceptable, such as United Kingdom, Great Britain, or Britain for United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. You will not be penalized for inaccurate pronunciations or spellings so long as it can be determined that you know the correct answer. Contest rules will recognize Europe and Asia as two continents. Oceania is considered a region rather than a continent, and it will not be accepted as a correct answer for the continent of Australia. 5 oceans will be recognized: Arctic, Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Southern. Other place names will be verified with maps or additional resources from the National Geographic Society. Good luck in the final round. The first set of questions is about the United States and will require oral answers. Each of you will answer a different question, and you'll have 15 seconds to give your answer.
Right. We're about to come around and we're going to give you a piece of paper. It has a map. At this point, you cannot look at it. So put it face down. Mr. Craig and the instructions will let you know when you are allowed to look at it.
All right, the first set of final round questions involves a map that shows regions of the United States. A region map shows areas of land that have common features. This map of the United States is divided into regions based on geography used by the U.S. Census Bureau. It reveals which states are included in each region. Additionally, the map and its key highlight the most common natural disasters in each state. Each of you in turn will use the information on the map and in the key to answer your question. I will give all of you a moment now to look at your maps.
I'll give you a few seconds to look those over.
Okay, go ahead and please turn your maps face down. When it is your turn, you will look at your map while I read your questions. You will have 15 seconds to answer.
Davin, go ahead and stand up just where you are. And then you've
Okay,
got a question.
you can go ahead.
So you can pick up
You
your
can go
map.
ahead and pick up your map now. Alaska and Hawaii are part of which region of the United States?
Um,
What do you want to jump in? Oh, that's your call. Yeah, we'll go ahead and accept that. The correct answer there is west. So, yeah, go ahead and sit down and then you can turn your map back down. Okay. How many states make up the Midwest region?
13.
Incorrect. There are 12. Name one natural disaster that can commonly occur in every state in the Northeast. Correct. How many regions often experience earthquakes? Incorrect. It's 3. The West, Midwest, and South. Texas is a part of which region?
The South.
Correct. What is the only region that has volcanic eruptions?
The West.
Correct. Which natural disaster is the most common threat for Kansas and Oklahoma?
Tornado.
Correct. In which region are wildfires likely to occur?
The West.
Correct. Which natural disaster threatens the most states in the Midwest region?
Flood.
Correct. Connecticut is a part of which region?
Northeast.
Correct. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and collect your maps back.
Yes, now you'll need your whiteboards and your erasers and your markers.
Okay, all of you will respond to the next question by writing an answer on the whiteboard provided for you. You will have 15 seconds to answer the question. When I call time, put down your markers and hold up your answer. When I call on you, please give your answer aloud. You will not be penalized for inaccurate pronunciations or spellings so long as it can be determined that you know the correct answer. I will wait to give the correct answer until all the answers have been presented. Please keep your answers visible until the scorekeeper has had a chance to record the scores. I will read this question twice. How many states make up the contiguous United States? Again, how many states make up the contiguous United States? Okay, go ahead and hold up your answer and just say it.
50.
Hold it up. Let's say it. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Back there.
50.
50.
48.
48.
48.
50.
Okay. The correct answer is 48.
All right, good job, guys. At this point, I'm going to just say goodbye to you.
Okay.
Logan, great job today.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, excellent. And you know what? We're gonna have you stick around, and we're gonna have you go sit right over there, okay? Great job. All
All right. The next set of questions will require oral answers, so you'll get up and go to the mic like you had been in the previous rounds. Okay, you don't get your whiteboards and markers right now, so you can set those under your chairs. So if you want to go ahead and get on top. So the next set of questions will require oral answers. Each of you will answer a different question, and you will each have 15 seconds to give me your answer. So if you want to go ahead, why don't you guys go ahead and all just get in line.
Yeah, just make sure you're
Just
staying
stay in order.
Yeah, perfect.
Alrighty, what is the term for the outermost layer of the earth?
The crust.
Correct. Many Canadian geese spend the winter in the southern United States and in which neighboring country?
Mexico?
Correct. Name the sea that is bordered by Europe, Africa, and Asia.
Tom.
That's incorrect. Mediterranean Sea. Go ahead. The most populous country in Africa is also Africa's leading crude oil producer. Name this country.
South Africa.
Incorrect. It's Nigeria. South Korea, which is bordered on 3 sides by water, occupies what kind of physical feature?
Peninsula.
Correct. Name the country on the mainland of South America that extends farthest east.
Brazil.
Correct. To travel overland from Morocco to Sudan, you would cross what desert?
The Sahara Desert.
Correct. What is the term for the lines on a map that measure distances north and south of the equator in degrees?
North and south. Like a little this.
What is the term for the lines on a map that measure distances north and south of the equator in degrees?
Longitudes.
Incorrect, it's the lines of latitude. The Gulf of California borders what large peninsula? Correct.
Okay, we've come to that point where we need to say goodbye to 2 more participants, Jamie and Jameson. Great job today. Have both of you go ahead and sit over there for us, so stick around.
Okay, so it looks like the procedure for this is going to keep going the same way, so we can just go ahead and get on up. Alrighty, the deepest point in which ocean is called the Mariana Trench?
Pacific Ocean.
Correct. China and what other neighboring country are the world's top 2 producers of tea?
India.
Correct. The Golden Gate is a strait that connects the Pacific Ocean and what bay?
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. The Golden Gate is a strait that connects the Pacific Ocean in what bay?
The Sacramento Bay.
Incorrect, it's San Francisco Bay. The islands that make up Indonesia lie between Asia and which other continent?
Australia,
Correct. The headquarters of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, are located in which city in Belgium?
Pass.
Correct answer there is Brussels. The longest river in New England shares its name with which state? Incorrect, it's Connecticut. Name the sea that lies between Eritrea and Saudi Arabia.
The Red Sea.
Correct.
All right, Joseph and Vernon, wonderful job today. To the seat.
All right. Great. Okay. Mount Mitchell, which has an elevation of 6,684 feet, is the highest peak in which North American mountain system?
Rocky Mountains.
Incorrect, it's the Appalachian Mountains. The Renaissance was a cultural movement that began in which peninsular European country?
Italy.
Correct. One of Europe's leading industrial regions is in the Ruhr Valley of what country?
can you repeat the question?
Sure. One of Europe's leading industrial regions is in the Ruhr Valley of what country?
Germany,
Correct. North and South Dakota are the leading U.S. producers of a crop that is the state flower of Kansas. Name this crop.
Wheat.
Incorrect, it's sunflowers. Give the latitude and longitude in degrees for a point where the prime meridian and the equator intersect.
Can you repeat that again?
Sure. Give the latitude and longitude in degrees for the point where the prime meridian and the equator intersect.
Poles.
Incorrect, it's 0 degrees latitude, 0 degrees longitude.
All right, I'm going to say goodbye to a few more people. Great job today. Davin, thank you so much. Excellent. Violet and Angel. Great job, guys. Well, then that leaves us with 2. So give us a moment and we're going to reset for the championship round. Callie, I'm going to have you come to this level. Yeah, take your whiteboard and marker with you. And Ben, I'm going to have you go down to the end of the front row from the down.
No, go ahead, go to this one.
There it is.
Just take up. Congratulations to our 2 finalists who will now compete in the championship round. You'll be competing with a clean slate. The championship round consists of 3 questions. I will ask both of you the same question at the same time, and you will have 15 seconds to write your answers. When I call time, you will put down your markers and hold up your answers. Then I will ask each of you in turn to read your answers out loud. I will wait to give the correct answer until both answers have been read. Whoever correctly answers the most questions in the set of 3 will be the school champion. As before, you will not be penalized for inaccurate pronunciations or spellings as long as it can be determined that you know the correct answer. If there is a tie after the set of 3 questions, I will explain the tiebreaker procedure. I will read each question twice, so you may not ask for another repeat or spelling. Listen carefully before writing your answers. Okay. All right, question 1. Deforestation in which mountain range has contributed to an increase in the intensity of floods in Bangladesh? Again, deforestation in which mountain range has contributed to an increase in the intensity of floods in Bangladesh? Okay. Go ahead and show your answer.
Can you read that for us?
South American range.
Okay. Okay, the correct answer there is the Himalayas. All righty. For question number 2, olives are among the agricultural products grown around Cordoba, a city on the Guadalquivir River. This city is in which Mediterranean country? Again, olives are among the agricultural products grown around Cordoba, a city on the Guadalquivir River. This is a city in which Mediterranean country? Stop. Okay, go ahead and show your answer.
Can you read that for us?
Go ahead.
Italy.
The correct answer is Spain. All right, question number 3. The term tsunami, which refers to a huge wave created by tectonic activity on the ocean floor, comes from what language? The term tsunami, which refers to a huge wave created by tectonic activity on the ocean floor, comes from what language? Stop. Okay, go ahead and hold up and say your answer, Ben.
Japanese.
Okay. All right, the correct answer there is Japanese.
So as we have a tie, we're going to keep going.
Okay. So now we will have a tiebreaker round using a single elimination procedure. You'll continue to write an answer for each question asked. The first contestant who correctly answers a question that the other one misses will be the school champion. As before, I will read each question twice. All right, tiebreaker question number 1. What is the term for representation of the round earth on a flat map? What is the term for representation of the round earth on a flat map? Stop. Okay, time is up. Go ahead and read your answer. The correct answer there is projection. Yes, it's a type of projection. Okay, tiebreaker question 2. A causeway connects Saudi Arabia and what other country? A causeway connects Saudi Arabia and what other country?
Stop.
Okay, go ahead and show and read your answer.
Israel.
The correct answer there is Bahrain. Okay. Tiebreaker number 3. Name the renewable natural resource that is used to generate 50 to 60% of New Zealand's electricity. Name the renewable natural resource that is used to generate 50 to 60% of New Zealand's electricity. Stop. Okay, go ahead and hold up and read your answer.
Water.
Okay. Okay. Correct answer is water. Hydro is acceptable.
You go.
Okay, well, tiebreaker number 4. Which of the Great Lakes is the only one entirely located within U.S. territory? Which of the Great Lakes is the only one entirely located within the U.S. territory? Stop. Okay. Go ahead and hold up your read.
Lake Superior.
The correct answer is Lake Michigan. And we have a winner.
Wow, that took a while. Congrats, great competition, Callie and Ben. Excellent. So we're good.
Within 2 more tiebreaker questions.
Right, we're gonna start digging for some more. Excellent job. Well, we want to get some pictures with all of our finalists, so we're gonna find a spot, and then we got some little surprises to give you. So let's see.
We'll do it.
If you want to come over.